Normally, lifers, I would start off our episode with, a clip, uh, maybe some trendy, maybe some that goes towards the topic of the episode, something of that nature. But I will be just responding, or rather reacting. My light seem bright as hell. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I ain't Wesley Snipes or nothing like that, but I ain't when I say I ain't the brightest, I don't mean light wise, you hear me? I gotta back up, so let's I feel like that joint just a little too bright. Don't y'all think? Don't y'all think? Maybe a little softer lighting. I don't know, it's kinda seem a little too hazy. A little too. Alright, let's go with this. Let's go with this. Alright, what it do, lifers? What it do? It is Thursday, August 20th. And like I said, normally I have something to lead off the show while I wait for everyone to join us. However, I would just be responding to some of the clips I have saved in my IG. Peace and love, my brother, my good brother Foz, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate how you've been, consistently trying to show up for a brother, man. Appreciate your brotherhood, your friendship, all that. The love is real. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna just be, responding to some clips. Let y'all get in on that. Of course, keep in mind the put me in coach function is still live this episode. So if one of the clips I play leads you to feel like you want to get off the bench for 5 minutes and drop a couple buckets, or maybe clip that you hadn't submitted to me that you want to talk about, feel free. Um, in the meantime, just checking to make sure some of the other lifers are with us. Because again, my notification is going to do what it do, as the show's name, Life Be Lifing. So I ain't going to sit here and complain about what is, what ain't been working. It's just, take it, make whatever it is work, and, you know, tussle with the rest. Tussle with the rest as we can. Um, and I apologize. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to work it out with YouTube. Why the episodes, both the number and the title for the episode are one behind. Um, so whereas if you were to go on YouTube, you might see episode 133, and this is episode 134. Yeah, I apologize for that technical difficulty. Granted, I ain't got no control over it, but nonetheless, my apologies, y'all. Um, Checking in with my Facebookers to see if they are active. Fives, we still gotta get you on here, brother. We gotta get you on for a solo, either, for a solo conversation between you and I, or maybe just for us to buddy up and talk about some, some things. I don't know, man. We always have great music discussions, sports discussions, life discussions. So um definitely gotta have you back on here. I'm still sick that episode with me, you and Rush didn't process the way it was supposed to. But again, we don't cry about spilled milk. Ball up top. Make another one. That's what that means. We gotta make another one. Um Pardon me again. I don't know why I'm so parched this episode as well, like already. I feel like I've been talking for 45 minutes. And I guarantee you I haven't. Actually, I haven't been talking much at all today. Um Talked a little bit to, my youngest. Talked to my wife, but outside of that, ain't really, been chatty matty today. Let me go ahead and drop a clip in the meantime. Let's go ahead and get that IG up here. All right.
Just because I'm being intimate doesn't mean that I'm being sexual.
Ding, ding.
I can be emotionally intimate with my bro. I can even be physically intimate.
Yep.
Where it's like a hug, a dap. The dap hug that we do all the time,
Crazy
that I just gave you, that's physical intimacy.
It is.
But we don't call it that because it's like, oh, physical intimacy. It's like, no, it's not. There's more to it than that.
Yeah.
And everything doesn't have to be associated with being gay. I think that's the undertone as well. If I ask my bro about his love language, or I go to an R&B show or a concert with my bro, or I'm just chilling with the homie, it's like, are you gay? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you gay? It's like, yo, bro, like, that doesn't mean you're gay, bro. I want us to stop letting society dictate how we show up for one another. Because I feel like so often we want to actually do these things, but there's something in the back of our head is like, if I actually do this thing, are people going to think I'm gay?
It's the fear of being perceived. Right. And the fear of emasculating ourselves in public. And that fear is directly connected to, against like patriarchy and systems of patriarchy and like how we were being told to function.
Just because I'm being intimate doesn't mean that I'm being sexual.
Ding, ding.
I can be emotionally intimate with my bro. I can even be physically intimate. Where it's like a hug, a dap. The dap hug that we do all the time, that I just gave you, that's physical intimacy.
It is.
But we don't call it that because it's like, oh, physical intimacy. It's like, no, it's not. There's more to it than that. And everything doesn't have to be associated with being gay. I think that's the undertone as well. If I ask my bro about his love language, or I go to an R&B show or a concert with my bro, or I'm just chilling with the homie, it's like, are you gay? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you gay? It's like, yo, bro, like, that doesn't mean you're gay, bro. I want us to stop letting society dictate how we show up for one another. Because I feel like so often we want to actually do these things, but there's something in our head is like, if I actually do this thing, are people going to think I'm gay?
It's the fear of being perceived. Right. And the fear of emasculating ourselves in public. And that fear is directly connected to, against like patriarchy and systems of patriarchy and like how we were being told to function.
Just because I'm being intimate doesn't mean that I'm being sexual.
Ding, ding.
I can be emotionally intimate with my bro. I can even be physically intimate. Where it's like a hug, a dap. The dap hug that we do all the time, that I just gave you, that's physical intimacy.
It is.
But we don't call it that because it's like, oh, physical intimacy. It's like, no, it's not. There's more to it than that. And everything doesn't have to be associated with being gay. I think that's the undertone as well. If I ask my bro about his love language, or I go to an R&B show or a concert with my bro, or I'm just chilling with the homie, it's like, are you gay? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you gay? It's like, yo, bro, like, that doesn't mean you're gay, bro. I want us to stop letting society dictate how we show up for one another. Because I feel like so often we want to actually do these things, but there's something in the back of our head is like, if I actually do this thing, are people going to think I'm gay?
It's the fear of being perceived. Right. And the fear of emasculating ourselves in public. And that fear is directly connected to, against like patriarchy and systems of patriarchy and like how we were being told to function.
Just because I'm being intimate doesn't mean that I'm being sexual.
Ding, ding.
I can be emotionally intimate with my bro. I can even be physically intimate. Where it's like a hug, a dap. The dap hug that we do all the time, that I just gave you, that's physical intimacy.
It is.
But we don't call it that because it's like, oh, physical intimacy. It's like, no, it's not. There's more to it than that. And everything doesn't have to be associated with being gay. I think that's the undertone as well. If I ask my bro about his love language, or I go to an R&B show or a concert with my bro, or I'm just chilling with the homie, it's like, are you gay? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you gay? It's like, yo, bro, like, that doesn't mean you're gay, bro. I want us to stop letting society dictate how we show up for one another. Because I feel like so often we want to actually do these things, but there's something in the back of our head is like, if I actually do this thing, are people going to think I'm gay?
It's the fear of being perceived. Right. And the fear of emasculating ourselves in public. And that fear is directly connected to, against like patriarchy and systems of patriarchy and like how we were being told to function.
Just because I'm being intimate doesn't mean that I'm being sexual.
Ding, ding.
I can be emotionally intimate with my bro. I can even be physically intimate. Where it's like a hug, a dap. The dap hug that we do all the time, crazy that I just gave you, that's physical intimacy.
It is.
But we don't call it that because it's like, oh, physical intimacy is it's like, no, it's not. There's more to it than that. And everything doesn't have to be associated with being gay. I think that's the undertone as well. If I ask my bro about his love language, or I go to an R&B show or a concert with my bro, or I'm just chilling with the homie, it's like, are you gay? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you gay? It's like, yo, bro, like, that doesn't mean you're gay, bro. I want us to stop letting society dictate how we show up for one another. Because I feel like so often we want to actually do these things, but there's something in the back of our head is like, if I actually do this thing, are people going to think I'm gay?
What it do? Noobs, you're not in the wrong place. Lifers will tell you. This is, of course, the Life Be Life Thing podcast. You are hosted by none other than your favorite coach's favorite coach, your favorite fat freckle man, the big dog himself. Who? And once again, this is the Life Be Life Thing podcast. Appreciate y'all for checking in whenever you see this, whether you caught it live or whether you caught it on the replay. Every play is a play. Speaking of which, before I get any further in this video, if for some reason you have been watching this content and have not yet done yourself and myself the favor of subscribing, please subscribe. If you like the video, like the video. If you don't like the video, dislike the video. Just do me a favor and throw in the comments why you didn't like it. All right. I accept constructive criticism. You know what I mean? And of course, follow on the socials. Life Be Lifing on TikTok. Life Be Lifing on IG. Life Be Lifing Facebook. Nye Charles on Facebook. And Life Be Lifing _Nye on IG. That being said, let me get into the clip that just played. There's so much conversation about women calling men sassy and making men sound like, everything men do is gay. And that is an issue, right? But let's hold some accountability. Let's take some accountability for the fact that men play into that too, right? Now, granted, we're not out here calling each other sassy for real, but stuff like, you got, like, there's bid content, right? Freckles are popping. That's hilarious. What up, new friend? There's, the big content, right? Like, there's this one particular channel where they're like overly, worried about what might sound sus and what doesn't sound sus and whatever. Like, they're trolling, right? That's one thing. But then you have other podcasts where literally you have dudes like, nah, man, you can't hug me and pat me twice on the back. That's why you hugging me for so long, and the dap and hug, that it gotta be, it gotta be exchanged like this and that or whatever and so forth. Like, you can't be a dude come up to me and ask me for like, bro, what are you talking about, man? That's on us. That's not on the women. That's on us. We have to set the tone for the brotherhood that we want to experience. We, talk about we want to have a safe space. We got to create it amongst ourselves. As men, we have to be able to be safe around each other. If we're gonna say we all we got, you know what I'm saying, then act like some CMB. Don't act like G Money and get funny. You feel me? Let's protect each other. Let's allow each other to be. Let's allow each other to feel. Allow each other to exist in a safe space amongst our brothers. You know, your man's coming to you, man, like, damn, man, I'm hurt and so forth and so on. You should be able to ask your man, yo, bro, you need a hug. You should be able to say, man, and granted, it's not gonna be natural for you just come up to your dude and be like, bro, I need a hug. But you might be like on some stuff where it's like, bro, I know it's gonna sound crazy to ask, but right now I do need a hug. It shouldn't be nothing like where it's an issue. Like, yeah, no, it's not crazy for you to ask. Like, I want us to get to the point where if you in an emotional state and one of your bros is around, you could just be like, bro, I just need a hug right now, bro. I call your brother up. I need prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be more normalized than being able to ask your man, hey man, you got 5 on you? You mean? Man, what up, bro? Back in I think probably season 1 of Life Be Life, and Mish, aka Mimi the Goddess, shout out to her. She and I had a conversation, and we tackled, intimacy as far as like, as soon as you hear intimacy, the first thing people think is romance and sex and stuff like that. But intimacy just means closeness, right? So you can have what may sound crazy, but you can have platonic intimacy. You can have, because all that means is that it's this bond, it's this level of trust, right? It's this established level of, I got you, you got me, we know each other on this particular level. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Having a secret or having a particular handshake that you do with your, this one homie, that's an intimate act because not everybody do that same handshake. That's your handshake. You know what I'm saying? Um, things like that, and it's like we definitely as men, like as much as I play the pause game, and like I said, I'm immature. I laugh at the stuff where it's like, oh man, you gotta put that work in, you gotta put it all the way in. Yes, I'm gonna say pause. Yes, I'm gonna laugh. Yes, I'm gonna chuckle, but I'm also gonna be the guy who, when I see my bro crying, I go get some tissue, some napkins, and I pull him in and just be like, bro, let go, let go. Like, you ain't gotta front for me. You ain't gotta play tough in my presence. Ball if you gotta ball, cry if you gotta cry, holler if you gotta holler, bro. Like, whatever it is. So I'm still that same guy, and I want that to be something for us to where it's not women, it's not um the limited scope of masculinity, right? Because people always want to talk about toxic masculinity, and then at the same time expect you to perform these acts of what traditional masculinity is. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and gangbang on masculinity and then demand chivalry. That was part of the classic masculinity kit. So you can't have it both ways. So at the end of the day, it's just unlearning and then relearning which parts matter, right? And we got to be the ones to set the tone for that. All right, let's go to another clip. Let's go to another clip. This joint, I ain't gonna lie, this joint a little crazy. It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy. Um, all right, I'll go with this one instead.
You guys all want to get married one day, right? Like maybe, yeah, maybe we don't know about maybe. Yeah. Do you see yourself like walking down the aisle?
Don't you have to get to the front?
Yeah, but like making it a spec, like you walk down like go shout it.
Hold on, right quick. That answer, yo. Don't you? You ever think about walking down to walking down the aisle, walking down? He said, "Don't you have to get to the front?" Like when we say when we say that men are simple, Exhibit A, y'all. Exhibit A. He wasn't thinking this no deeper. All right, I'm gonna let the rest of the video play. But even when I first saw this, John, it's still hilarious to me to this moment.
It's like the music is playing, you're two-stepping, your boy hands you a shot, you do a shot.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
You're
That
opening up
seems
your
lit.
jacket.
That seems lit.
It's a party.
Yeah, that seems lit.
Yeah.
I'm walking in first. Everyone's lit for me. And then my girl's walking in and everyone's lit for her. What?
You
You're
niggas
only
want
supposed
to be
lit for
women
her?
so
Oh my
bad.
God.
Oh my God. Yeah, put on a bedazzled suit.
That's
and
where you were
walk
going
down
with
the
this?
aisle.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. So people can't be excited for me at my wedding.
Normally, I do let the whole video play before reacting. But y'all see how she lined up everybody in that room? Like she set the premise for the question, made it seem like it was cool energy towards it. And once they didn't give her the answer she wanted, she just just like on everybody. Headshots, shots, everybody. Crazy the way she lined them up, bro. Crazy. You couldn't get a better lineup with a top tier paid for weapon on Call of Duty. A scope and 4 people running in a straight line can't get you a better lineup than that.
Wedding as well?
Bro, just walk down.
Just walk silent and stand there?
Yes.
Wow. Zoe, this says a lot about you.
What does it say about me?
You're selfish a
The
little
wedding?
bit.
How?
You don't want to see your man shine?
Because
you're being selfish and you're hiding it behind traditionalism.
yes.
I don't think I'm being
And
selfish.
you're lacking accountability.
You're being selfish because this is our wedding, not your wedding.
Yo,
So I should be celebrated as much as you are being celebrated.
this is the whole thing of like,
Equality?
no, it's the thing of like, yo, you guys just like want to like just like some things don't need to be changed.
I'm sure it wasn't a man's idea for the man to start dancing down the
100%
aisle.
it was.
I'm sure it was the wife.
100% it was.
You think it was the man?
I think it was the
So
man.
now we're getting attacked for supporting our wives.
No one's attacking you. I'm just saying, I just feel like certain things like don't need like
Being celebrated is womanly?
you can be celebrated, but I also feel like the bride is this like I don't know, maybe because I like the way that weddings were in my family, like it was always like around the bride. You guys all want to get married one day, right? Like maybe, yeah. Maybe we don't know about
Maybe.
yeah. Do you see yourself like walking down the aisle?
Don't you have to get to the front?
Yeah, but like making it a like you walk down like go shout it. It's like the music is playing, you're two-stepping, your boy hands you a shot, you do a shot.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
You're
That
opening up
seems
your
lit.
jacket.
That seems lit.
It's a party.
Yeah, that seems lit. You
Yeah.
know? I'm walking in first. Everyone's lit for me. And then my girl's walking in and everyone's lit for her. What?
You
You're
niggas
only
want
supposed
to be
lit for
women
her?
so
Oh my
bad.
God.
Oh my God. Yeah, put on a bedazzled suit.
That's
and
where you were
walk
going
down
with
the
this?
aisle.
Wait a minute. So people can't be excited for me at my wedding as well?
Bro, just walk down.
Just walk silent and stand there?
Yes.
Wow. Zoe, this
All right, we ain't gotta walk through that whole entire joint all over again. But by now, for the people who came maybe on the back end, they get the gist of the question and the how the conversation went. So, as somebody who made the decision on his wedding day to walk down the aisle, may I tell you, gentlemen and ladies, and people who identify as whatever you want to identify as, lifers, I don't regret that decision for a second. Now, I'm not big heavy dancer bull, or I would have danced down the aisle. I got my starting 5 intro vetoed. Because let me tell you, that was the original plan. I'll let y'all in on behind the scenes. My original plan, once we started talking about the wedding and how it was going to go and what, listen, I was going to have my groomsmen on both sides of the aisle as I come down like the star player on a starting five, do the daps, get the announcement. The groom, standing 5'11", such and such pounds, from Philadelphia by way of Houston, Texas, by way of Trinidad and Tobago. I wanted all that. All that. I wanted all that. Because I was genuinely excited to get married. Like, without giving up too much tape. My wife and I were kind of going back and forth on if we were even still going to do the wedding or if we were going to justice of the peace it. Because during um during our engagement she was pregnant. So we had to, we had to cook the destination wedding plan. Hold on. Let me see what Tommy's saying. Scroll down, computer. Let me see what the folks is talking about. So, all right, I'm gonna finish what I was saying first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. So, but great comment though. So, once I just was like, listen, we gonna do this wedding. I want you to, be able to, have fun. Back when I met you and we talked about a wedding. A lot of things, changed between when we got together to now, but this, I don't want to change. I want you to be able to have a wedding. I want you to be celebrated. I want us to have that moment. I want us to have the dance and all those things. So once we decided and agreed that we was going to have an actual wedding, like I said, I was excited. I was ready to do the things. Um, one quick second. My bad, folks. Um, once we decided that that was going to be the route, we decided we was going to do it. I was hyped for the. I had the vision. You might as well say at that point it was more me and the wedding planner talking than it was her and the wedding planner talking about the vision for what we wanted for the wedding, right? And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm gonna say I just had this vision and my wife just had to go along with it. Like no, like but I was the one. I was running point. Let's put it that way. I was running point. Um, and again, I enjoyed it. Now, I know that a lot of people are used to just that situation where, you know, um, the pastor and the groomsmen make their way in um, while the song plays and they stand there and they wait. Um, but I wanted my solo. I wanted my ISO. Okay, I wanted my ISO. So, to what you were saying, new friend, when you say, I think I'm confused. Every wedding I've been to, the men march down the aisle either to a popular song or behind the pastor. That's not what she was saying. She was saying that you have your solo moment, that you're not walking up there with your groomsmen You're not walking up there behind the pastor. They go up there and then, to whatever song, right? And then the same way the bride comes down solo, or well, not solo, but the same way she comes down and she's being given away or whatever, that moment she has to walk in and make her solo entrance, the groom gets to make his solo strut as well, his solo stroll. And I wanted that. I wanted my ISO. I called ISO. I got it. It was cool. It was fun. I didn't, over exaggerate. Once I couldn't get my starting five entrance no more, I didn't think about all the other days. But we've seen on the internet, there's people who do the, like I said, the starting five joint, or whatever correspond to sport intro. We see the people who do the WWE intro. You know what I'm saying? Um, Whatever it is, but the groom has that solo moment for himself to walk in, and all the eyes are on him, and he's celebrating. Um, you would think, right? You would think that there's far bigger fish to fry and actual problems to worry about as opposed to this. Kenya, welcome to the chat, bro. Glad you caught it while it was live. I had a big idea for my wedding. My boy being the ring bearer, no kids able to walk. Songs to dance to. A lot of exciting things happen at the wedding ceremony to have us both enjoy it. Dodge that. She was okay with it. I feel you on that. And my thing is, I don't knock the people who have the just traditional setup. But, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. A lot of women don't think it's their day, it's her day. And that's what the girl was trying to say without just flat out saying it. I don't know why she was scared to just come out and say it. Because she started to say, I just think that the bride is the star. Just come out and say it. I mean, once you went down this road, you was gonna get cooked by the comments either way. So you might as well have just stood on 10 and said, yeah, no, I'm one of those people who feel like the wedding is about the bride. The groom is the extra, not even the co-star. The groom is the extra. I saw somebody in the comments that said being told shut up and dribble at your wedding is crazy. But that's pretty much what she's saying. Like, yeah, y'all the dressing. Y'all the dressing around the main course. The wife is the main course. And for generations, that was pretty much the setup, right? Like, the dudes are gonna be up there, and then the wife makes her grand entrance and everybody stands up for her. But me, no, y'all go ahead and stand up for me too. Okay, this is my wedding day as well, and that's something that we didn't have to go back and forth about. But some people still want it to be that way, man. Like I said, I think that, and I said it back when I was doing Two Kings 215 with Ace, that I think that mentality is why so many dudes detach emotionally from the wedding. And why you have dudes who later on can't even remember their anniversary because they just showed up. Like, honestly, think about it. Do you remember the first day that you went to work? Like, do you remember the day where you started your job? Nah, you just went. You just went. If you was part of a sports team, right, you can remember the day you got drafted because you achieved a dream. Right? It's one of the happiest days of your life. It's a life-changing moment. But if pretty much you just either paid for the wedding or her dad paid for the wedding and it was just your job to get dressed, pick some dudes to get dressed up with you and just show up while she's the star and everybody celebrates her, then why would that be a day that you be excited about year after year? Why would that be a day that you'll remember year after year? You was just an attendant like the guests. That's all you was. You was the most special guest out of everybody. So, like I said, do whatever you and your spouse or spouse to be agreed to. But if you want that moment, brothers, I encourage you to take it. Let's go ahead back to another clip. I was debating on whether or not I was going to play this joint because it's really crazy. So let's go with this instead. This last one I'm probably save. No, let me just go ahead and play it because.
And as soon as he said that, baby, I damn near squirted in my pants. What quality about a man is your biggest turn on? I'm glad you asked. For me, it's protection. At this point in my life, if you not willing to
put a nigga down behind me,
don't look my way. I'm not looking for the nigga that turn the other cheek or be the bigger man. Nigga, I'ma need you to get these niggas hell over me. You hear me? I want a nigga to know that he don't play about G. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? I want a nigga to think once, twice, and 3 times before they pop off on your girl.
No fact.
Interacting with me need to come with a goddamn disclaimer.
No fact. I like that.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great.
That was good.
I agree. I concur.
That was good.
Yeah, you speak for all of us on that one, sister.
Yeah, that was.
Give it up for speaking for the conglomerate.
I'll give you that.
Nigga, protect me for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He said, never mind. But
what did Daddy say?
I told him I had a little problem, and he was like,
you want me to reach out and get them touched?
And I was like, it's okay, Big Daddy.
Oh, period. I love that.
And as soon as he said that, baby, I damn near squirted in my pants.
Oh my God.
I love that.
Like, exactly. I tell you what.
Like, ooh. When a man, when you know you're protected by a man, that makes you wet. It does. It makes you wet. It makes you just be like, whatever you want. Like, use me. I want to be used right now. Yes, like, I want to be used by you, baby, in every type of way that I possibly can.
Get it out.
Ooh, I love when a nigga had that on the seat.
Oh God.
I love it when he tell me to put the gun in my ass.
I love it when he tell me to put it in my
That bitch said her ass, and you over here fainting.
Oh yes, because I just love it. Just make me feel so secure. Like, oh yes, Big Daddy got
a little 380 in case the situation gets shaky.
Yes, sister. Yes, for the man that's packing. And he packing.
I can tell you don't pack. I feel like that don't matter.
He packed the Bible. That's his gun bag.
Look. That shit don't matter. If you a real nigga, you a real nigga.
That nigga ain't about to go back to jail.
If you ain't got nothing on you, if you ain't got nothing on you, you ain't gonna never attract a bitch such as myself. You gonna be dealing with straggly assholes for the rest of your day. I know that. And as soon as he said that, baby, I damn near squirted in my pants.
We definitely don't need to run that twice. Can you let them be know how he feel about G off rip? He said before this even finished. Oh man, that was funny, dog. All right, so real quick to answer your last question of how did she get to another podcast? She didn't get to another podcast. That was the same podcast she had with Callie, Intrusive Thoughts. Shout out to Callie Storm, shout out to G. That was the podcast they originally had, Intrusive Thoughts. It just so happened that they went their separate ways, and yeah. I ain't gonna get too much into that. I think I spoke on it before. Why it seems like the color is changing every 5 seconds. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by that. It looked really crazy. I don't know what my light was doing. But yeah, so that's actually the same podcast. It's just that, due to whatever agreement they came up with, I do not know why this joint's changing colors. I apologize. I have no idea what's going on with that right now. But that's the same podcast, just minus the other host. And now she has her friend on there, and I guess she invites another person on to be with her friend and her. I guess that's the way that that they're giving it up now. I don't know, because truth be told, it don't hit the same. They was peanut butter and jelly, and without the peanut butter, I'm not a Just Jelly fan. That being said, this is I'm gonna just flat out say this is dangerous logic. Is dangerous energy, brothers. Stay away from that, or you will end up unalived or imprisoned. Quickest way to end up unalived or imprisoned is to be behind a woman like this. And as much as they all was like, yeah, like protection is important, right? Most dudes, if you fall in love with a woman and you consider her a woman, you ready to lay your life down behind her, right? Maybe even if necessary, unalive somebody behind her. But the flippancy with which she spoke on the matter, right? I'm sure somebody be like, that's just entertainment, that's just her putting on the show, yada 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 yada. But the other two young ladies agreed. Jess Brittany, you know what I mean, from my hometown in Houston, Texas. She looks crazier every year with all this makeup and all right, I ain't gonna get into that. And the other young lady who's G's friend in real life, like a personal friend in real life. They all agreed. They all agreed that they want a dude to crash out about them. They want other dudes to be scared, basically. Like once you know that's his girl, you're scared to, approach or anything like that. Honestly, if it's not something that's threatening your life, I don't need to get nobody quote unquote touched. Pause. Like behind a disagreement that y'all got going on. Like again, that's why the graves and jail cells of black will always have black men filling them up because there's somebody out here trying to prove something to a woman or trying to prove something to their ego, and the woman is fueling that. We ain't got to stay on that too long. That's pretty cut and dry. One last video, and I want y'all to answer this question. Everybody who's watching, I want y'all to get in the comments and answer this particular question. I think it's actually an interesting one. And you know what? This is a far better note to close out on.
If sex was completely off the table for 6 months, would you still enjoy spending time with your partner? What are you laughing at?
This is crazy.
What's wrong with you?
All right. I'm going to just play it again because really, the conversation behind it, we don't really need to get into. I just really want y'all to hear this question, think about this question, and answer it.
If sex was completely off the table for 6 months, would you still enjoy spending time with your partner?
That's it. That is the question. 6 months. Completely off the table. You're not getting nada. Do you think that you would still be able to enjoy your partner's company? How do y'all feel about that? Let me know. I'm gonna actually put this question on Facebook as well. Kenya said, "Yep, the girl I'm talking to now. Yes, I actually like her." Oh, all right, that's cool. You still in the early phases. I'm gonna ask you this question again. If y'all still talking, 6 months from now, I'm gonna ask you that question again and see how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds like y'all still. I don't know how long y'all been talking, but you know what I mean, it don't sound like it's been super long. So, because when somebody say the girl I'm talking to now, it ain't been years or nothing like that. Excuse me. Because usually by then, especially if you feeling her like that, it's my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like my girl, my boo, baying them. You heard? So anybody else want to answer that question? Anybody else want to take that on? Does anybody else feel as though, and I know some of the lifers are single, so they may not have a partner presently that they're seeing to reflect on that question. But just think about, I guess, your last most favorable partner, right? Or if, like Kenyon, you're actually in the process of seeing where something could go, or dating someone else with intention. um do you think that if sex was off the table, and I'm going to add the caveat, right? I'm going to add the caveat of this being somebody who you were already in a relationship and already having sex with. So this is not somebody that you're getting to know when y'all haven't had sex yet, or maybe y'all did once or twice. So you still do have all this early building to do. I'm talking about somebody that you've been in a relationship with for a while. So y'all been doing the do. And now for 6 months, them three letters is taken off the table, completely gone. Not finna happen. For 6 months, could you do it? Could you do it and still rock with the partner like that? He said, I made a whole post about this today. I'm in the 70th percentile. I don't know what that means, brother. I won't lie. I'm 2 years plus a lot of interactions prior. The reason she's not my girl, because I know I'm broken and I know she is too. So we get it. Fair enough. Fair enough. I ain't got no comeback for that. Fair enough. Miss Tommy said, most of my partners I genuinely like, so I could go a period of time and have had to after a medical emergency. I would like to think that most people, well, not most people, but I would like to think that a medical emergency would, but then again, it's not going to matter with some people. They can know that physically you would if you could, but you can't, so you don't, and they still would resent you, um, even though they know you. They know you would want to, but you can't. So I can't even say that. Answering for myself, I'll be honest and say it depends. It doesn't necessarily have to be a medical emergency, but there has to be a reason, and it has to be a good one. I remember that trash panda with the muscles, Mr. Terry Crews. And if you know, when I say trash panda, you know what I mean. Him. He had said that him and his wife had went on a, it might have been 6 months or a year, something to that effect of abstinence, celibacy, even, because there was no self play, there was no partner play, even though they wasn't it wasn't like, oh yeah, we not penetrating but we doing this. It was none of that. It was none of that. It was none of that. It was none of that whatsoever. And that came about because allegedly she wanted them to get to a place where they knew each other, um, for who they really are, and saw each other for who they really are, without the skins to offer. Um, without turning this into a Terry Crews bashing session, I'ma say F that. Hell no. Hell no. Not that's for the dating time. If you want to do that while we're dating, maybe, and not for no whole year, but if you want to do that while we're dating and getting to know each other, cool, perfectly fine. But you gonna sit here after we married and talk about some, yeah, I'm putting the skins on hold for a year, man. If you don't get the F out my face, go ahead. Go ahead with all that. Like you just choosing to cut my water off. Move around. Move around. Um, I was a problem. I couldn't and was still trying. He was definitely blocking. Listen, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Sometimes having the physical ailment that stops you ain't gonna stop the drive. You feel me? So I understand. I understand. So, like I said, for me, the 6 months I could do, but it has to be a reason. Don't even necessarily have to be a medical emergency. If you are just uh if you are just going through a period, right? No pun intended, where you're working on yourself, genuinely working on yourself, and the version of you I'm getting is still a solid version. The version of you that I'm getting, we still cool. We still doing the things as far as, spending time talking to each other, building, whatever it is, right? Um, Doing the things that are fun to do, right? The stuff that's outside of naked time, the things that's outside of the skins. Then yeah, because that's the things to have fun with. So yeah, I could do that. But if it's like, you try and beef with me, we maybe not at our happiest, and you holding the skins hostage. No, no, no. We can still be together, but I'm not enjoying you as a partner. I'm not enjoying our time together. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna be resentful. We's gonna be miserable. Yeah, there's a lot you ain't gonna be able to ask me to do. So, um, honestly, I would have to say it depends on the reason. It depends on the reason. Like if you took on some kind of new responsibility, that means you're out the house a lot more. Um, and then you come home tired. I'm not trying to have nobody give me that. Damn, nigga, here skins. Like, so if you tired, you tired. I'll get beyond it. I'll work with it. Just don't be mad when you hear boom, boom, boom. Like, don't resent me for that. Don't resent me for that. You know what I'm saying? When you see, this one hand shiny or this hand shiny, you know what I'm saying? Don't resent me for that. When we laying in bed and you see the sheet moving, like just relax. Relax. Give me grace. Like I'm giving you grace. And then let's laugh about it in the morning or something. You know what I mean? You could tease me the next morning. Was it good? Yeah, we can laugh about it. Or if you well, I was about to say if you want, you could join in and help me out. But that might be technically, in a way, count as. So yeah, it depends on the reason for me. It depends on the reason. Um, but that is all we will be doing for tonight. I hope y'all got something out of these reactions. I hope y'all enjoyed the clips. If not, I hope that y'all will send clips that y'all want me to react to. If y'all don't like the clips I picked, uh, I'm not gonna apologize per se. I will say I'm sorry in that I do want to bring things to you that y'all enjoy, but I'm sorry for trying to think of things that would invoke conversation or thought. I don't feel bad about that at all. But definitely, if there are clips on IG or Facebook that y'all think are interesting, that y'all want my response to, feel free to message them to me. Send them on Facebook Messenger, send it in the DM, send it on on the Messenger on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? If you got my personal phone number, go ahead, hit the share joint and send it to me. And yeah, that's cool. We could work with that. But that is the game is coming down to the end of the game. You know what I mean? We're about to hit the buzzer and whatnot. So first and foremost, I want to shout out those who threw me a oop this week. Miss Tommy, aka New Friend, threw me a oop this week. Ant Rockmore from the Ant Money Experience, part of the Big Exclusive podcast. Also, Shannon, Mr. Big Exclusive himself, shouted me out on the Ant Money Experience episode, which came on at 7 o'clock today. Earlier today, they both showed love, shouted out the podcast, invited people to, of course, follow the YouTube. So shout out to those brothers over there. Appreciate y'all. Look forward to Ant Money Experience and Life Be Life and collab on the way. Shout out to a young lady who I will be having collab on a project that I'm not just telling y'all just about, but I got her locked in for participation, and yeah, it's just some fine some fine tuning. So shout out to that live. Shout out to the homies in the group chat. The ladies and gentlemen in the group chat that y'all know who y'all are. Y'all threw lives in that chat as well. Shout out to the brotherhood, man. Shout out to the brothers of Iron Sharpen Iron, a men's support group that I'm part of. And shout out to, my personal group chat, my homies, my bros, the brotherhood. Y'all also threw lives this week on looks. My younger brother threw a lob this week. Nigel, shout out to him. So shout out to all my brothers who threw me a lob this week, man. Outside of that, the word for today that we are going to break on, the word for today that we are going to break on is I had it, but I felt like it was too vague. It was kind of corny a little bit. Trying to think if there's a theme for this week that's been recurring. Let's just go safe. Let's just go safe. Safe will be the word that we break on. All right. So when I say, bring it in, everybody put their hands in. We break on 3, 1, 2, 3, safe. That will be the word. On behalf of A.C.E, my brother who we always be, on behalf of the sponsor of the Two Kings 215 and Life Be Life in podcast, the owner of Simply Nishay Catering, Denver's mom, Russ's wife, Mrs. Keish with the cake. As I always say, be smart, be patient, be respectful, be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people's going to make that impossible, but don't worry about those people. Just make sure to take the time out every single day to be kind to yourself, because we cannot continue to go around pouring from an empty cup. All right, bring it in, folks. Bring it in. Get them hands in. On 3, we break on safe. All right. 1, 2, 3, safe. Because I want y'all to stay safe and stay dangerous. I want y'all to create safe spaces for yourselves. And I want y'all to be accepting of the safe space that those around you, those who care about you, create and offer you. That's why safe was the word. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, like, share, subscribe. Heavy on the sharing, because that's how we're going to get this popping. I'm at 148 subscribers. By next week, I should be at 150. Thanks to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. And I mean that. And I will see y'all next week with Miss Tommy back for another volume, another session of Grown Folks Sex Ed. Y'all be easy, though.